All right. All right. Hey guys, how you doing today, my fellow Americans? Carl Anthony. Sorry if I hit my little microphone there, but I have to wear it as my hat. I figured today I give you guys some of the Barack Obama Hawaii feel with no shirt, so one day you can define me as the most attractive and powerful man in the world. Tony 2028, independent to the day they put me in the dirt. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on with our new president, number, what is he, 47, 48, who cares what it is? Donald J. Trump. Might be 46, I don't care. Point is, I'm going to give you guys my positives and my negatives of what's going on right now. This talk is a bit off the head, but I figure I test myself because if I want to be president, I should be able to just pop a microphone on and talk to you guys about the important things that'll fix, change your life, or hurt it, right? So first, I want to talk about Trump's executive orders. A lot of the main focus is on birthright citizenship. On the, of course, the deportation issue, people worry about the children and the families, and I guess what you will call casualties of war being involved. Also, of course, he has his international games. He's playing with the tariffs on all the different countries. I'm going to talk about that too. Also, his Israel situation, which, of course, I got a problem with that. And what's going on in Ukraine. But I'm also going to talk about his positives. And the first positive I want to talk about overall is what Donald Trump is doing, whether you like it or not. He is proving that a president overnight, first day in office, can do things that change and affect your life, not down the road, not 6 months from now. I mean, I'm talking you walked out of the house the next day and things were different. So next time someone says, "Hey, Carl, if you're president, you can't do anything," uh, Donald J. Trump. I mean, the dude he can barely read, bro. And he jumped in and he changes stuff like it ain't nothing, man. And the things that he does that he's not allowed to change, they just say, no, you can't do that. But he's going for the gusto. And that's what I want to do as president. I want you to remember that when you consider voting for me. I'm going for the gusto, and it's going to be just like this first 100 days of Tony 2028, 2032. And until you guys are ready for an independent regular man just like you. There's 250 million of us. 80% of us cannot take a $400 to $1,600 hit without being homeless. And I am one of you. I have student loans. I work a 40-hour job, and I know what you need. They don't. They're rich boys. They don't care. And they're going to make excuses come the end of the day. Another overall thing I want to tell you about Trump. A lot of people who like him or dislike him, or maybe you're worried about him. Let me give you all some positivity and comfort and reality. Donald Trump is probably going to only be able to achieve about 40 to 60% of what he's talking about. And I'd be telling you the truth. I think it's really going to be 40. It's really 25 to 40. Most presidents only do about 20 to 35 of what they promise. But he's really going ape crazy on this one. So I'm going to give him about 40 to 60% potential on actually completing. So everybody that's worried about losing your civil rights and the DEI and stuff and whatever else, these things will work out. The baby deletion situation, these things will work out. If he doesn't do it, the states will fix it on the back end. And you guys live in those states, so take your butt out to vote to make sure if there is any conflict with your national laws, you take your backside out to your state things and make sure you get it passed in your state. Call your state representative and you tell them, hey, buddy, you don't pass this, I'm going to get your butt out of there next year. That's what you do. So that's how you fix that situation and how you combat your fears of Trump. The positives is he is going to get stuff done. And again, this is an example of the president can change things overnight. Don't you ever believe the lie again about Congress. I can't do this. The Democrats this. The Republicans that. BS. You just saw it. You just saw it. Your people are in your houses scared right now because of it. So imagine if it was a good man like me that came from the stock like you. An ADOS FBA, child of 3 generations of sharecroppers and multiple generations of slaves before that. South Carolina bred, Philadelphia raised. A regular you. Remember that. So let's talk about his actual direct policy issues. So, of course, the tariffs situation is very big with the deportations. Now, I'm going to talk to you guys about tariffs and what the purpose is. You have sanctions and then you have tariffs. The purpose of a tariff is to make people build inside America. You have to make the companies struggle for a couple of years, and then they will come back here and bring jobs here. But if you don't have high tariffs, they'll just keep taking jobs down in Mexico and paying people 10 cents a year and then charging you $1,000, $1,500 for the same phone I'm using to record this video. Yeah, they're paying kids in Africa 10 cents a day to dig the cobalt up for you. Yeah. But if you raise the tariffs and you make it too expensive for them to do it, you know what they do? They open factories in America. And this is how NAFTA, thank you, Bill Clinton, has destroyed the daggone country, because it allowed them to move businesses legitimately to Canada, Mexico, Central America, South America, pay people these basically slave wages as we consider it, and then now they're letting illegal people in their country so they can undercut the American worker and pay them, and then they have the nerve to call the American worker lazy. You want to talk about a January 6th reason right there? Don't you ever in your life call the American worker lazy. You're going to see me standing outside of your house very pissed off. I don't care who you are. Don't you ever disrespect the American worker or the American soldier warrior. I don't give a... See, I almost violated YouTube rules right there. I got a little upset when I get to protecting Americans. I'm very defensive of you guys. Next, so that's the tariff situation. Guys, the tariffs are going to hurt you. Prices are going to go up, because you know what the company is doing? They're using economic terrorism against you. The company's going to raise the price so you complain, so Trump takes off the tariffs. Because you know what the company knows? If he keeps the price for 6 months to 2 years, they're going to look at their books, they're going to be losing too much money, and they're going to come back here, build here, and pay you $25 to $30 an hour. That's for you. So you remember that when you have this tariffs conversation. Now, sanctions, they hurt the American dollar, and that's why Brits is around. I don't like Trump's sanctions. He's talking that sanctions crap. No sanctions. Release all sanctions. We need a jubilee on sanctions around the world to save the American dollar, and that's what calling for President 2028. Next, what I want to talk about is his immigration scenario. As I told you, everybody's concerned, because the first goal is the criminals. The next goal are people who are technically illegal at this time and do not have a court case to be migrated in. So if you have a court case, if you have a court date, you're good. As long as you're not committing any crimes, and as long as you have some kind of paperwork that says, hey, I'm waiting on something, Donald Trump and them and ICE are not going to bother you. But if you're hanging around someone who is committing a crime, who is here illegally, and you happen to be there while they are there, and you're technically committing a crime, which will most likely revoke your paperwork, yeah, man, yeah. Why are you hanging around a criminal, bro? I'm a black guy. Trust me, I know. Okay, Philly black guy. I know about hanging around criminals versus not. Don't hang around criminals if you're a legitimate migrant who is here to stay. If your friend is involved in something, you need to get away from him right now. Like, yo, homie, I can't kick it with you. Now, you can't live here no more, dog. You need to take it out to the street. If you work it out, so cool. But you can't stay here no more at my house, because you're going to get in trouble for somebody who's broken the law. And that's why the ICE thing is legitimate. But don't have any worry. This is still America. This is not Nazi Germany. They're not going to be kicking down doors and waving the 4-4 like they're Biggie Smalls. Relax. Don't commit crimes, don't be around criminals, don't be part of gangs, and you don't have anything to worry about minimally for 2 years. Now, once they get rid of all the criminals and all the illegals and they catch everybody, then they're going to start being picky. At that point, that's when you need to get worried. Once they get through all the criminals and all the other stuff, and they're all cleaned out, if they keep going, then that's when you need to lose your mind. So please stop losing your mind right now. Carl Anthony for president. Please, Lord Jesus, stop it. And whatnot. What else is he doing? Now, you know how I told you he's going to get the prices of things to change? And then, of course, he backtracked on it, saying, oh, well, you know, it's hard to get prices back down right now. Not actually true. He just doesn't want to hurt his little rich buddies because it's a free market. It's capitalism, and you can't tell somebody what to charge. You can't be as a government telling people to bring, you're going to charge $3 for eggs. You're going to charge $2 for gas. Nah. It don't work like that. You got to cut back on the wars because the wars are messing with the oil, which is making gas prices go up, which makes the truck drivers more expensive, which makes your eggs cost $9. That's how you get the prices down. Okay? You stop sending trillions of dollars to other countries so people can go to college in friggin' Afghanistan, but I can't go to college here for free, and I got student loans. That's how you bring prices down. Stop printing money and overflating and actually pay the bills. Bill Clinton had us in a surplus, if you guys don't remember. And then George Bush came in and gave everybody a tax break and threw all the money we had saved back up from the surplus right back into deficit. And you guys loved it. Once again, I almost violated YouTube rules because I got so upset. I couldn't believe you guys loved it. I was so angry at everyone. I'm like, dude, we finally fixed the budget. We're finally in a surplus. We're finally paying down the debt. And you guys just take all the cash. All you did was go to a friggin' casino, put it right back into the pockets of rich people. And now we're still $35 trillion in debt. Close to $40 trillion by the time I'm actually president. So we need to get back to that era. Living in a surplus. And these are how you bring the prices down. Housing prices. The average house in America is $450,000 across this country. Now, once again, you can't make them change the prices. But I'll tell you there's two things going on. Number one, there are holding companies buying up all the houses, reselling them in their holding, doubling the price, and they're doing this over and over, and that is shooting up all the housing prices. That's the number one thing that destroys the housing prices. People are making real estate holding companies, buying all the houses up from people, making them one big thing, and then they sell it to some other guy for twice the price. Therefore, the houses cost more now. You already done that. This is the same house that was made back in 1925 for $10. Don't forget that. But they charging you $500,000, robbing you. So my solution is you can't make them stop, right? But America is an empty country. Did you know only about 30 to 40% of America actually has people living there? The rest of the country is empty. We could simply take a lot of those empty lands and make eco-friendly cities with low-cost housing for people who work from home, remote workers, and just build cities in places that don't have anything. It'll be cheaper. Those people will leave the expensive cities and come out there. And then as they leave the cities to come to our eco cities that are further out, the big cities will have to drop prices to bring people back. And again, that is how you drop prices. Stop listening to all these rich guys. That is how you have solutions and fix your actual country financially. What else is going on with Donald Trump? The international war policy issues with Israel and Ukraine. Number one, I thought he did good with Israel because he got the ceasefire, but now he's talking like he wants to make a resort like here in Florida, where I'm at right now. Oh, yeah, that beach, that's some nice beach right there. That's a Palestine beach. We're going to be, what? So beware of that. Don't like it, Donald Trump. Sounds very shady. Forget that. Two-state solution, ceasefire completely, give Palestine their stuff. Let the J-Bros keep whatever they got. We don't got to get nothing back. Let's stop fussing. Just put a wall up. Y'all live over here. We live over there. Two separate states. Have them both able to have phrases at the UN. And we need to get out of this NATO situation because that's really the problem. Because billions of dollars go in there to literally blow people up. You can't pay your rent. Your college is too expensive. Eggs are $8. And we're sending billions to blow up strangers 6,000 miles away. Mind you, these are people like living in mountains who can't throw a rock, but we're over here sweating them. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. So that whole mess, no. Secondarily, the Ukraine situation. He's working on it. He's actually cool with Putin. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I like Vladdy too. I'm not going to lie. I like this dude. I don't know what it is. He's like, I don't know. I want to wrestle bears with the guy. I can't help it. You know, no Diddy. But I would like to wrestle bears with the guy. So they're going to figure out this Ukraine thing, another waste of our money. Hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians have passed on, and a lot of them are here, paying for that too. Yeah, you're paying for that too. So when you go to the supermarket and you hear a brother talking like he a Russian or Ukrainian, but he look like he's Swedish, yeah, that's one of them. And they here chilling, EBT'd up, got a crib, got yeah. Just like the Mexicans, man. Because of these wars. We start these wars all over the country, then we take in everybody as asylum from the wars we create, and it's actually to create a brain drain on their country, because usually only the best can leave. The worst can usually not leave those countries. The worst stay there and get blown up. The best get to leave. The rich people get to leave. The privileged get to leave. So the people you see here is like, oh, I'm from Mortar, Ukraine. Man, that was the rich boy out there. He was balling back in Ukraine. That's why he's here. The poor dude, he's under a rock, under a building right now, chewing on his leg to get free. That's where the poor guy is in Ukraine. And same thing for Israel, Palestine, and everything else. And this is worldwide. They use you like cattle. And you got to stop letting it happen. And that's my attitude with the internet. And you can tell I'm fired up about all of this. What else is Donald Trump doing? Like I told you, he's trying. He went crazy. I like it. But he's got a couple of mistakes he's making. Oh, yes, the sanctions. Now, you guys have heard of BRICS. Now, that's, Russia, India, China, South Africa. And they got like 8-9 countries. And they just added a couple more countries. India is sending people here to work, but India is in BRICS? What are we doing? That sanctions is messing us up. And we're endangering the American dollar. Now, my suggestion to fix this is a problem. And I'm going to tell you why. We left the gold standard back in 1971. And that's where all of our money used to be based on the amount of actual gold we contain. And gold in Fort Knox and everywhere else, right? And all of our banks around the country. But then in 1971, they said, forget that. We're just going to treat it like stock and make it go off of confidence. So there's nothing that backs your dollar. Your dollar is worth the confidence. That's why every time they print more money, prices go up. It's not just because somebody is here illegally. You print more money, you water down the liquor bottle. There's more liquor, but it ain't getting nobody drunk. And that's the American economy. Now, the option is, guys, 2 options for me to solve this. Now, one option could either save everything or completely destroy this country and turn us into Afghanistan overnight. Option number 1 is we go back to the gold standard. The problem with this, it would cause an immediate deflation and crushing of everything, which would bring prices back down. But it would also bring your salary down. But it would bring us back into focus. Problem is, America has sold all its daggone gold. So if we go to gold overnight, we'll become a third world country, but the economy will be back in structure. Option 1, but I don't think I can pull that off because ain't nobody trying to give up driving in a Mercedes and their iPhone 28. So my other option is I have to convince all the other world leaders to do what we would call a financial jubilee. We all owe debts to different countries. That's why we're 35 trillion in debt. This guy owes this guy. All these countries owe each other money. We need a worldwide jubilee where all the debts get wiped from all the national countries and all the world banks. We reset back to scratch. We start back with what we have now. And then there's no residual crash around the world from the market because we all cleared out. But if I do it just in America, we'll be a third world country overnight. So that is the conundrum with fixing the American economy. So right now, my solution for that is a worldwide jubilee. I think I have covered everything. I'm pretty fired up. I'm in Miami for a contest that I'm in. I'm trying to do some cool stuff so you guys can know me in a different way and get some real name recognition. I like Hollywood, Florida. It reminds me of Glendale, California. It's beautiful. Guys, remember, only 40 to 60% of Americans vote every election and usually in their own cities. The reason people that we hate win is because nobody votes. So if you really want to change, you can pick your uncle. You can pick your brother. If we can get him 40% of the American votes from the people that never voted, guess who's going to be president? Your uncle's going to be president. Yeah. I'm not joking. This is not sarcasm. This is fact. And this is why I've been running for president for 10 years. Guys, remember, 2020, 24, 2020, 28, 2020, 32. And until you decide you need an independent man of regular stature to fix this planet, this world, and this place for you. as a worker American. I am basically the new Workers' Party. May you guys have the bestest of days. Don't freak out. It's all going to be okay. Happy, happy days. And I think there's a President's Day or something.